Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the themes of isolation and companionship and how they show up in Frankenstein through symbols, motifs, and illusions by Colton and Mia. First, we have symbols of isolation. One symbol is desolate places like the woods and mountains represent inner emptiness, rejection, and the barrenness of a life in isolation that's experienced by the monster and by Victor. Next, we have the Arctic, which represents the cold consequences of ambition and the unforgivingness of life without connection, which again is faced by many characters in the book. And finally, nature, which can represent the loneliness and lack of human connection, especially when there's like scenes of Victor or other characters alone in the nature with nobody else with them.
So, some symbols of companionship is family/friends. This is the fundamental of like human love or like need for love and belonging and having a connection. The female companion, which is the ultimate companion for Mimp Meathmoth, whatever his name is, aka Kurt. Just kidding. Which is like the hope for acceptance and for people to understand them and like understandment. And the last one is home, like Geneva, like where the home was. And this is stable, having a stable companionship and love, peace, and a place to be happy.
So next we have motifs. So for isolation, our first one was Captain Walton's journey, which appears in the beginning and end of the book. Basically, his journey mirrors Victor's journey for like glory and knowledge that ended up having bad consequences for him, including loneliness and the loss of connection with others. And that was basically like a warning to Captain Walton about like the dangers of his journey. Next, we had forced isolation, which is when Mip, or like the monster, was always forced into like isolation by society because he was denied any chance of a connection by Victor or the townspeople or the DeLacy family or everybody he tried to connect with. And then finally, voluntary isolation, which was when Victor chose to separate himself from like everyone around him and like voluntarily gave up any companionship and connection he had and isolated himself from others.
Alright, now we got motifs for your companionship. First one is creator/creation. Creator/creation, not creator, like, you know. Which is the permanent connection between two, mint matching, aka Kurt, yearns for it, but Victor kind of neglects it. Then we got creature seeking a companion, repetitively seeks out for like a connection and understandment. What do you want? Understandment? Yeah. Which is the Lacey's, yeah, and others. And he wants a mate, a woman. And then third one is isolation, prominent throughout, contracts loneliness and separations with connections and belongings. So yeah.
And then finally we have illusions. So for isolation, one illusion is to the Bible with Adam and Satan/God. So again, it connects to the creator and creation relationship and how the creature connects to Adam because he seeks a companion, like how Adam wanted Eve. And then Satan connects to the creature because he's faced like with the separation and isolation from God, and then like envy for that type of connection. Then there's an allusion to Paradise Lost, which is the book the monster reads, which helps him learn that it's not good to be alone, and it shows how destructive it can be to be isolated. So he it like helps him see that he is isolated. And then finally, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. It mirrors Victor's experiences with isolation throughout the story, so driven by a lot by guilt or the consequences of his own actions.
All right, now we got illusions for companionship. The first one is Adam and Eve. The creature seeks the Eve to his Adam and desires the understanding for another being like him. Second one, the Arabian Nights. Yeah. Creature learns about society and family, and then it like feels his desire for loving and belonging, like kind of like the other one, I guess. I don't really know. Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Both Walton and Victor reference it. The dangers of isolation and the importance of preserving a connection. All right, that's pretty much it. Yeah.